Kiss Army storms Vegas. Asylum off the soundboard. What an amazing week. Do we have anything, or can we put anything in this show that would make it even better of a week for Kiss fans? I think so. And we're going to talk about it today on Podcast Rock City Live. What's up, everybody? Joe here from Podcast Rock City, and with me this week, Sonny Hollywood Pooney.
What I figured out this week is I also know the quickest way to Thailand.
Oh, but
if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Right down there is Joey, who has a look on his face like he has no idea what we're talking about, and he will have to figure that out on his own. Joey Casada.
I have to assume that's something perverted if it came out of Sonny's mouth. Yep. And every time he says it, I have
Thailand.
this feeling in my bones of pity for his beautiful wife.
Oh, have mercy.
Right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the number one Kiss podcast in all the world and all the universe. Now, I do want to do a little disclaimer this week for everyone out there. I have went ahead. You could send your money to Podcast Rock City one.
That's the number one
at gmail.com. I have went ahead on the behalf of the four of us and Jody, wherever he may be, and I've trademarked the number one. The whole number one. Nobody can use it anymore. Nobody's allowed to use the number one, whether it's for podcasts, radio stations, number one human beings, number one presidents, what doesn't matter. You cannot use the number one anymore without paying Podcast Rock City. Thank you, everybody.
And right down there is the lovely and talented Lee. Hi, Lee, the goddess of thunder.
Hey, he learned that from Gene. Didn't he trademark like a hashtag and all this stuff?
He tried. I think
money bag, of course.
I remember there was a whole thing where people were getting in arguments because they thought Gene was trying to trademark this. And they were all freaking out. And then I looked it up, and it wasn't this at all. It was this.
Well, this is what he always did.
This is what he always does.
You.
Right. Yeah. And people were flipping out about it. And
Dio did this
anyway. All right. We got some cool stuff to talk about today. We're going to go ahead and jump right in, as well as a pretty nifty new announcement. And you guys are going to get to now. I don't have a producer today, so I'm going to do my best to put up your comments. Don't hate me. Don't hate me if I don't get your comment up. We're all here together. We're going to do our best. Everybody's here. If you guys are part of our after show program, which is 99 cents a month, there's a link for the extra show that we do after this in the description. If you're not a member, there is a link that you could join while you're watching the show today in the description of the show on YouTube. And it's 99 cents. We're going to give stuff away. Our next show after this is actually a few weeks from now. And we're working on having a great show because it's going to be our 500th show.
Wow.
So I'm working on trying to get a guest or two. I don't know how well it'll work out. People are busy, but we're going to do our best. And
should I go ahead? Should I just to do this prematurely? Should I try to trademark 500, Joe, while I'm at it?
Why not?
Okay.
Why not?
Okay. How about we just do 1 through 500?
I love it. Let's go ahead and get to the news. Yikes.
Podcast Rock City News.
So as you guys can see here, it came out this week. Joey and I were actually on the internet early in the morning, just a little bit early, and we talked about this, the official announcement of Kiss Army storms Vegas. And Sonny, you're going, right?
I am going. What I did was I got a single room. So that way, if Nicole wants to join, and she can, she started a new job, so she doesn't know if she's going to get the time off. But if she can join, she doesn't want to do the Kiss stuff anyway. And she would be on my ticket because I'm taking a Southwest flight, so she's my partner. So the flight's free, and the room's already paid for. So it'd be basically a free trip for her.
Yeah, that sounds
Nice.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And I've booked mine. I'm going, and we're just praying that, maybe just everything else is up in the air. So for the other two, but let's just keep our fingers crossed. We got 7 months. Let's talk.
Is there a refund on that?
I don't know.
Like if you book it and you can't go, that would be important for me to know.
I don't know. I'll tell you what, Lee.
I'll look.
You look.
I would
I'll
think
find
there
out.
is. I would think there's some kind of refund, Lee, just in case you purchased tickets and you purchased the event and you couldn't go.
Right.
Yeah.
And even Lee, I'm going to tell you right now, guarantee this is selling out. It's like Joe, we're about to announce the first 2 packages are already sold out. There's no way this event is not selling out. So if anything, get your room, get your tickets, and then I don't want to give anyone stupid ideas, but you'll be able to sell them on the aftermarket probably for more money later on.
Yeah, just like the cruise. Like you might not make more money, but if you get tickets to a cruise, you can't go. Monsters Rock, Kiss Cruise, or whatever. There's always people. Hey, I'll buy it off you.
I'll find out, Lee, for you. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So here we go. The announcement came out celebrating 50 years of Kiss Army with the hottest fan festival Las Vegas has ever seen. 50 years ago in Terre Haute, hope I said that right, Indiana, a small group of fans lit the spark that would become the loudest and proudest fan movement in rock history, the Kiss Army. Now 5 decades later and 30 years since the first official Kiss convention, we're cranking it up to 11 in Las Vegas for the ultimate celebration. On November 14th through the 16th, the Virgin Hotel Las Vegas becomes the ultimate Kiss paradise. The Kiss Army Storms Vegas event marks the first time Kiss reunites on stage since retiring from touring. Notice that right there.
Yes.
In 2023. Expect a full weekend of high voltage. These are the things that are really important here. Kiss fans to take over the Virgin Hotel. Packages include, you guys could read that. Here's what we really want to talk about. Kiss Unmasked Electric Show featuring Paul and Gene Simmons. The set will be in honor of the 50th anniversary of the hottest fan club in the world, the Kiss Army. Q&As with members of Kiss and Doc. Get up close and personal with Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, and Doc McGee during exclusive Q&A sessions where they'll share stories, behind the scenes moments, and answer your most burning questions. Yeah. Special guest performances include Bruce Kulick. Now, this is really important here. Expect the unexpected with surprises, with surprise appearances, guest sets, tribute bands, and unforgettable moments that will make this weekend in Vegas a piece of history. More to come. Tickets they're on sale. So if you haven't got a ticket yet, I want to tell you the ultimate fan package, the ultimate experience, which was going for $5,500 per person, sold out.
Wow.
Exclusive experience, $3,150, sold out.
Wow.
The signature is plus is not sold out, and the signature experience is not sold out. So if you want to get in there before it goes to the next tier of Kiss Army members, or if you just want to get into join the Kiss Army, joining the Kiss Army is free. Going to the VIP section is $50. You could join it or you don't have to. The next tier goes on sale in just a few days, and you could join. You could get a room then, as long as they're available. If you're feeling it and you're like, hey, I think I could do this, go and check it out. Join. It's $50. You get a T-shirt, you get a poster, you get a pin. I think that was it. And the $50 covers that stuff anyway. All right. So since we're talking about this really is.
I hope that they bring Bill Starkey in after all that hullabaloo there.
Okay, so these are obviously.
We need to fly that man in. He started.
Yes, this is obviously.
That's a great point, Lee.
Yes, this is obviously something that we need to talk about here. Bill Starkey absolutely needs to be part of.
Or at least give him a free upgrade, huge thing. Let him.
No, they should bring him in and honor him the right way.
Yeah,
they should bring him in, all the bells and whistles, put him on a panel. He should be up there with them, answering questions. They should do the right thing by him. I never thought of that, Lee. That is an absolutely great point.
Yep.
Well, here's something else. Do you guys think, and I'm just gonna go ahead and ask this, do you guys think that this celebration that's going to happen in just 7 months is basically going to take the place or be that thing that we as fans really wanted on December the 2nd of 2023?
Yeah, but they're not going to be having any makeup this time. So, I mean,
no, I understand that, but it will be, from what they're billing it as, a celebration of the Kiss Army. Right. Do you think, Lee, that it's going to, it could be, that thing where you're going to hear your Eric Carr stories and you're going to hear your Vinnie Vincent stories and maybe a story or two about Bill Coyne. What do you think, Lee?
Well, they couldn't, I don't know if they could do something like this at, concerts, Madison Square Garden. How are they going to do all this with panels and stories? I mean, this is a convention thing. So, yeah. I mean.
But Joe, I think in the perfect world,
right,
they get this right. They make it right. Obviously, yes. I was one of the biggest complainers during the last show, and it had nothing to do with their concert. Their concert was fine. Of course, I wanted a different set list. We all wanted new songs and blah, blah, blah. It was more about the honoring of the 50 years, right? Exactly the wording they're using here. So I think if they go all out, and the Pop House is now listening to the fans, they got the panel of experts, assisting them. Joe leading the way over there with his handsome face and his cute ass. If they're leading the way,
they got a nice bottom.
They know what we all want. We want a celebration of everything, not just the new stuff, not just the avatars. We want that too. Celebrate Tommy and Eric. God, they put so much into Kiss. We should be celebrating them, but don't forget about everyone else. And I think they're starting off with the right foot. A lot of these announcements, if you see, and this is not by fault or mistake, I think they're leading a lot of this stuff with Bruce Kulick is going to be there, and I think Bruce is so beloved by everyone that I think they're going to do the right thing. I really do. Again, I have high hopes. Am I going to be disappointed again? Probably.
We'll see.
It sounds pretty interesting. It sounds like it's going to be pretty great, really.
Yeah. All right, Sonny, what do you have to say? Ooh, it's too light in here.
Yeah, I would say, what I've heard friends say is it's somewhere between the convention and the cruise. And that's basically what it is. Is it what you would have wished you would have got on December 2nd? No, it's not, because There's not going to be another December 2nd, so get that out of your mind,
Right.
homers. Now, what's interesting is, so AJ White had asked a question about, is it $1,700? That $999 package is $1,700 after all the fees. It is. It was for me if you want to go single occupancy, but if you want it, for more, the more people that you have involved, the lesser the cost was per person. So it kind of prices out like a cruise.
So
But they
Sonny,
had to make their money.
How does that work? So is it more than double occupancy? You could do 3, 4?
Yeah, you can do 3, 4. You could do up to 8.
Oh.
So can you break that down for people who don't know, Sonny? How does that work exactly?
Yeah. So basically, if anybody's ever been on a cruise, you can get a cruise cabin by yourself, and it might be $3 or $4 grand, right? If you go 2 people, it's still $3 or $4 grand, but now it's only $2,000 a person. If you go 3 people in a room, now it's $1,500 a person or whatever. So that's the same way they did this. My thing was, I didn't want to buy 2 sets of tickets because I'm still in retail, so I didn't know if I could go, and if I had to cancel, I didn't want to mess somebody else up. So I'm like, all right, I'll just do the single occupancy thing, which I didn't know they would have, but it's best for me. But I knew it would be more than $1,100 or $999 because they still got to make their money. I'm the only one in the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was fine for me. Then somebody asked, can you just get tickets for the festivities and not do the hotel room? Not yet. Not yet anyway. And yes, they screwed everybody that lives in Vegas because those people don't need rooms.
Right.
So if you're in Vegas, you can't go right now. Now, that might change in the future, but I didn't want to risk that.
Well, you could go. You just have to buy a hotel room.
Yeah, you have to buy a hotel. So I didn't want to risk that they were going to have that involved or not, because I would have rather stayed somewhere else because I could have stayed for free somewhere else.
So, Sonny, how does that work? So let's just say, hypothetically, the 4 of us went in on a room.
Yeah.
We all buy the room and we all buy the tickets. What's the package for 4 people? It doesn't just split, but like a single it doesn't split $999.
No.
How does it work?
So it was like when I first saw the price list, single occupancy after tax and fees was somewhere in the $1,650 range. If you wanted 2 people, it was somewhere in the $2,400 range. If you wanted to go 3 people, it was somewhere in the $3,500 range total, and then you just split it by 3. So it was a similar price, no matter kind of how many people wanted to go, because you still got to pay for all the festivities.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing right now. I'm texting the people in the know, and because I have a question, I'm going to find out.
Like Bill Starkey.
By the end of the thing, let's see.
You're texting the powers that be, Joe?
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
I mean, if this doesn't give you the reason to tune into this live every week, I don't know what does. We're asking live questions, and Joe picks up the red bat phone in the bat cave, and he picks it up and dials right into Pop House. Are they just on the other line, Joe? Do you just say, "Hey, Pop House, it's me, Joe. We need to know. Tell the people."
Yes.
I can tell you one thing though, and I'm sure other artists do it. I haven't seen it much. I've seen Ron White do it, and now I've seen Kiss Army do it. It's, hey, sign up for the VIP, and we are going to sell you the tickets first so you can get what you want. Instead of having to deal with every bot and Tom, Dick, and Harry on the first day at 10 a.m., no matter how big a fan you might be. It's the best way to get people to sign up for the VIP. Ron White does it all the time. I absolutely love it because I get to pick the seat that I want before anybody else does. I'm sure other artists do it too, but that's definitely the right way to do it. And it wasn't, I think the VIP thing, it's $85 after all the shipping and all that shit, but all the stuff that Joe said you get's worth the $85.
Yeah. The question that I'm asking right now, and I can't go and look it up right now. I'd like to, but I can't. The question that I'm asking is, if 4 people book a room, do all 4 people get to go into the Storms thing?
Yeah,
sure, right.
That's how it's set up.
Yeah,
That's how it's set up.
Sonny, you can't chip in for I'm assuming, obviously, you're not just chipping in. Everyone that's paying for a room package gets the tickets to the event.
100%.
Okay.
100%. Yeah. It's
you
just
actually
like
pick what seat number you want for
That's
the
right.
concert?
That's right.
Really?
Because it's not like the cruise where you can get other extra people in the cabin and then you can't get into the show, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen on most cruises. The only
Right.
cruise that ever happens on is the Kiss cruise.
Right. That's
Most cruises
what
don't
I
do
meant.
that to you.
Right. Now on the Kiss cruise, if you there's a certain amount of tickets per each room, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then if you put more people in that room, they
They got to pay for the ticket.
had to pay for the
Mm.
ticket. That's something that and I'm pretty sure Sonny is correct, but I'm double checking. Okay, we're going to get more into this in the topic of the week, but there is one more thing in the news that I want to talk about, and that is something that Joey's got going on.
Are we doing the special announcement right now, Joe?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Ooh.
Is that okay?
Yeah, of course. Do you have the thing I sent you linked up?
I do.
Y'all are in for a
And
treat.
if any way we can, I'll give a little intro to that, and then we could show that and then talk about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Joe's going to show a little promo trailer for my new project that I have coming out in about 2 weeks. I'm hoping to have it out April 15th. It's a fantasy book based on music from The Elder. So if you ever were curious, like I was, what the story of The Elder could have been, all fleshed out, here it is.
Cool. Let's see. Here we go.
Come on, Joe.
That was a
I'm
cue,
on it.
Joe.
I'm on it. Just give me a nod if you can hear it. I want to make sure.
In a time before time, when the elders shaped the stars and the avatars walked the earth, a prophecy was set in motion. A boy bound by destiny. A darkness rising from the depths. And a battle that will decide the fate of all creation. He never wanted to be a hero. He never asked for power. But when the creatures of the night come for him, when the stars whisper his name, he will have no choice but to stand and fight, guided by the avatars, hunted by the dark light, tested in fire and shadow. The time has come for Kalion to awaken. Inspired by the legendary album, Music from the Elder, a fantasy novel unlike any other, available on hardcover and audiobook, only on Amazon. Coming soon.
Love that.
So cool.
So
All right,
cool.
so
Good.
again, so listen, I'm one of those people. It's something where I always wanted to read the story of what could have been the Elder. Now, this book is just inspired by that record. No copyright infringement, none of that stuff. So it's just inspired by that story. What if the Elder could have been fleshed out into a real fantasy epic, like I think Kiss was thinking. So it's just something that I always wanted to read. Once I started learning the Elder really deep in depth for that Kiss Cancer Goodbye event, I got into the story more and more and more, and I started writing this novel. I started back in October. It is now complete. The full novel and audiobook will be available on Amazon, hoping April 15th. I'll have the exact date within the next week. It's just going through all the processes right now. It's done. I even got the first hardcover proof copy right here. This is the copy. This is the cover of the book. It's called The Order of the Rose. Again, it's based on The Elder, inspired by The Elder. It's a fun fantasy epic. If you were into any kind of, fantasy movies back in the day, whether it's Clash of the Titans or Dragon Slayer or, anything, Krull or Conan the Barbarian, it's much like that. And also, I know a lot of us out there, me included, might have not have the attention span to, read a 300-page book. So that's why I went ahead and we did the audio book. Here's what the chapters
Are
look
you
like
reading it?
It's not me reading it. I got a really great voice actor to read it. Believe it or not, I tried it at first, and with my Brooklyn accent, it wasn't working. Yeah, it just wasn't working. So I got this guy. He's phenomenal. He's got this deep, really cool, resonant voice. It really tells the story how it's supposed to be.
Is it the guy that did the video voice? Or?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, same voice that's in the trailer is the guy who will be reading the audiobook. Again, it's a fun story. It the elder in it and the avatars and there's a lot. It's all based on the boy and the prophecy.
Wow.
There's a Chuck McFarlane wants me to give Sonny Pooney a heart attack. Here it is. He said The Elder is the only good Kiss album.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Holding his chest as we speak.
If that was the only Kiss album, they'd be a no-hit wonder. Yeah, there you go.
Someone called Joey Kissada.
I like that.
Kiss always said, they kind of put the band on stage that they always wanted to see that they never got to see. Well, this is a story that I always wanted to read that I never got to read. And I said, you know what? If I'm never going to get to read it, fuck it. I'll just write it.
Yes. It was weird because even I got to help with the with his research. Not really. He called me one day and goes, "There's an Elder comic in a magazine. Can you send me pictures?"
Joe, you had told what happened was I think you had done it. We had done an episode of someone had done something, it might have been Kiss Army Things. Yes.
Kiss Army Things did an episode.
I was already 3 months into writing this book, and I watched that episode and I said, "Oh shit, there's an Elder comic. It kind of tells the story. I got to make sure that I didn't, plagiarize and steal any of this." But I got a copy of the comic. There is nothing even close.
Because this isn't a comic, right? It's a
novel. Yeah. The story in that comic is based in like the real world with real regular people. This is a fully fictional land. Again, like I said, if you're into fantasy novels or fantasy movies, Lord of the Rings, think Lord of the Rings, but with elder-based characters.
So I did get a comment back, and somebody actually posted in here that you put 4 people in the room. They picked 4 tickets for the show. So I just wanted to make sure that was true. Listen, one other thing that I wanted to talk about, Joey, first of all, congratulations. I'm excited about this. Mm-hmm. Larry Lemons, who watches our show, and I've actually had the opportunity to hang out with him in Tennessee. I went to a concert and he was there, and he invited me back to meet Tommy when he bought a guitar from him. It was really amazing. He actually got in touch with me and said, "Hey, if anybody wants to read that cartoon that was put out by Cream Magazine, it's in this book. It's in this magazine. So if you guys have it."
Oh, nice. I might have that.
I have that.
Let's see if I can find that real quick for you guys.
Also, for anyone who's asking, I see a couple of people asking, the book and audio book should be available April 15th. Again, it's just going through the final process right now of getting it all approved by the publisher, but April 15 is the shoot date. Keep checking back in with us here at PRC and my social media. You'll have the exact release date very soon.
Somebody asked who did the cover.
So the cover, I built the cover. So the cover, some of it's AI generated images. I designed the full cover. I created the Jeff Trott, our good friend Jeff Trott, created the logo for me. So again, but I designed the full book.
For you guys that don't know Jeff Trott, I'll show you something really cool here. Let me see. He did these posters up here. You guys see them?
Yeah.
Oh, Jeff is amazing. Yeah. Oh, those are great.
Jeff is awesome. Now the camera's just got to stay. All right. So listen, there's more to talk about, and in order to get to that, man, we got to go ahead and get to the topic of the week.
Podcast Rock City Topic of the Week.
So the new Off the Soundboard came out, and that's where the whole Thailand thing comes from, Joey. And
Oh, was it one of the raps? I was fast
Yeah.
forwarding a little bit through the raps. Oh shit.
yeah. So it's one.
I thought
it's
Sonny was
the,
making fun of the earthquake and
Oh,
No.
Oh, and just for the record, I can already tell you, I just got an email that already said that our show cannot be monetized because I ran your commercial.
what?
what?
Do, 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 do.
you
It recognized
serious?
it
And
immediately.
also, by the way, I forgot to mention the music featured in the audiobook is by the incredible Ancient Door. I don't know if you guys know that. Ancient Doors is a band that redid The Elder and reimagined The Elder. So they were kind
That's
enough
awesome.
to lend their services to the audiobook.
That's amazing. Okay, so it came out. Lee, you've listened to it?
I only got to listen to a few songs on YouTube because I didn't buy it yet.
Okay, that's all right. I'm still waiting on the vinyl to come. Sonny, I know you've listened to it. Joey, you said you fast forwarded through it.
Well, I listened to it. I fast forwarded through one of the stage drafts, but yes, I definitely listened to it.
So let's go ahead. Let's start with Lee. Lee, what you've heard so far, what do you think?
I didn't listen to it enough. I mean, I loved it. I only listened
Yeah.
to 2 songs. I even forget what were the first 2 songs. I can't remember.
Detroit
I've been listening to
Rocket
Kiss
City,
like all the time. on
Detroit
YouTube
and maybe-
while I work.
Under the
Was
Gun.
it Fits Like a
No.
Glove second?
Fits like a
No.
glove.
Like a glove.
Fits like a glove. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I got it here.
Which
Yeah,
is
fits like
it's
a
so
glove.
funny. Like watching some of the, listen, I saw the Asylum tour 3 times live. It's so funny to see the set list back then. How everyone's always complaining how fast Kiss played everything back then. It was on purpose, guys. Look at the set list. Look at the picks in the set list. They wanted high energy. I'm not sure why. It was just the time and the era, I guess. But opening up with Detroit Rock City, Fits Like a Glove, Under the Gun, all this stuff is crazy fast speed. That's what they were looking for.
Yeah. Sonny, so you listened to it. What do you think?
All right. So Gene sounds great. Paul at times does not sound great. I can honestly say it could be the worst I Still Love You I've heard by Paul, to be honest. And
Ooh.
you know, we're at December 85 now, so most likely they're at 3 or 4 months into the tour. That would be my guess. So maybe his voice is a little off. Everything's fast. Everybody got a solo. Good Lord. One of the stage raps was 4 minutes long, by the way.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Was it the Thailand one?
I don't remember which one it was, but it was 4 minutes long. I'm like,
Okay.
Jesus. Paul,
I'm
let's
looking at
go.
the track list now.
Let's go.
Like a glove.
I love there's a stage rap in there where somebody, Paul says that somebody backstage asked him why we're calling it the Asylum tour. And he said something like, pal, you know, haven't you seen the people out there, whatever? And I wanted so bad for him to say, pal, do you even fucking listen to us? It's the new album.
Right.
How the hell did you get back here? Get this guy out of here.
How's the
That's
young
funny.
and it says young and wasted incomplete. Why is it incomplete?
Young and Wasted is not on the
Yeah,
Spotify. It's not.
I was
on
going to
Spotify.
say, yeah, it's not on Spotify at all. Young
Well,
and
it's on
Wasted,
this
right?
track list for
Yeah.
on Kiss Online for the new.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
didn't do Young and Wasted during the Asylum tour.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive.
It says young and wasted incomplete.
Yeah.
Leo, you on the righty record or is that Poughkeepsie?
Oh, I'm on Poughkeepsie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, which one am I looking for? San
You're-
Antonio.
So
Yeah, you look for San
it's funny
Antonio.
listening. So I thoroughly enjoyed this. I thought it was great. I thought the sound quality exceeded my expectations. I thought Eric's drum sound was great. I thought the overall quality was really
Oh,
great.
there it is.
Listen, some of the performances I didn't love, and I'm going to be here again. I'm the most critical person of the people I love. Was not, and Joe I think mentioned this, was not my favorite Eric Carr drum solo that I ever heard. It was a
Oh.
little sloppy. It didn't feel. It just wasn't cohesive. I've heard Eric do plenty better live. I've heard him do plenty better recorded at other shows. So, but overall, I really loved the show. But I do think we got to remember. This is a different era. This is 1985. There's no YouTube. There's no instant live recordings. Nobody is ever hearing this recording again. Obviously, we are now 45 years later, whatever it is, 40 years later. But the thing is, when they're constructing these concerts, things like the 4-minute stage raps and the solos, when you're in that arena, and I was there, trust me, guys, I like I said, I saw the Asylum tour 3 times. When you're in that arena, that stuff is all electric. When and I don't mean electric sounding, I mean electric vibe wise. When Paul is rapping and talking to you directly, and that's what you think. I don't care if he went to, Philadelphia the night before and San Antonio the night after and LA the night after that. When you're in that audience, we've been waiting 3-4 months. We used to buy tickets 3, 4, 5 months in advance, waiting 4 or 5 months to see Kiss at that specific moment. When I get there, Paul's talking directly to me. That's how I feel. And every minute of every stage rap, I loved. Every minute of every solo, I loved. In that arena, hearing the Gene solo is pathetic. It's hysterical. But when you're in the arena, it's great. It is so much fun to be there and see Gene. It's not just hearing Gene play. Not just hearing that ridiculous riff. It's seeing Gene on stage, connecting with you in the audience. So it's a different era, guys. It's not the YouTube era where every video is going to be played back the next day. When you're in that arena, you're experiencing it for the first time and you're mesmerized by everything that's happening. So judge it by that. Don't judge it by, oh my God, can you believe there's, out of this whole concert, there's 20 minutes of solos and there's 20 minutes of stage reps. They could have played 19 more songs. Trust me, guys, you didn't want it. When you were in that arena, it worked.
Yeah. So John Patterson wants to know, did Joey see all 3 versions of the Asylum stage?
What are the 3 versions? I don't know. Are there 3 versions? I only remember the giant Kiss sign.
Yeah, that's all I remember. I went twice.
God,
that's all I saw.
And I can't remember which show was it where they had the stairs going up both sides. I had one where in Atlanta where there were stairs. I can't remember if that was
the stairs that they eventually got rid of.
Yeah, Asylum had stairs, I think.
Okay.
It had the big Kiss sign and the stairs, right?
John, what are the 3 versions? I don't know, to tell you the truth. All I know is the massive Kiss sign was, again, even looking back, a lot of Kiss fans are like, oh, that sign is ridiculous. It doesn't look right. It was sick. When you got in the arena.
Oh, hell yeah.
And the Kiss sign flashed for the first time, and it was that big. It was incredible.
That shit lit up San Francisco. You kidding me? that was not, what is it, mood lighting or this eco lighting. It was straight up burning with light bulbs.
It's really funny. When I was in Las Vegas, you guys know, because I talked about it. I actually had a chance to have dinner with Tommy Thayer, and I mentioned, he asked me where I lived, and when I told him Georgia, and I told him I'd been there a long time, and I told him that my mom, I was so disappointed and just upset about the fact that we had moved out of where I was from. I said, she surprised me with tickets, and he goes, oh, you were at the Omni on New Year's Eve, and he obviously wasn't even in Kiss right then. He was in Black and Blue.
He knows.
And it was really cool that
Black and Blue opened that tour, Joe.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They opened the tour, and it was really cool that he was like, oh, that was at the Omni on New Year's Eve. And I was like,
wow.
Not necessarily blown away that he knew that.
Pretty good memory.
You got a lot to remember when you're doing that kind of a tour. And the fact that he was like, oh, that was New Year's Eve. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
It's pretty great.
Where did you see the Asylum tour, Lee?
Up in New York, yep.
In New York. And Sonny, you saw it in San Francisco?
Yeah, and we didn't get Black and Blue, we got Wasp.
Wasp, yes.
Nice.
I know Wasp had opened for them at that point too. Okay, let's do this real quick. Let's talk about the set list. Detroit Rock City, Fits Like a Glove, Cold Gin, Paul's solo, All Night, Eric's solo, War Machine, I Still Love You, Under the Gun, Bruce Kulick's solo, Tears Are Falling, Gene Simmons solo, I Love It Loud, Love Gun, Rock and Roll All Night, Heaven's on Fire, Old Susanna. They they play a short little bit of that, and then Lick It Up. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you what I think. First of all, I really enjoyed listening to this. It's very raw. It's very raw. And if you're the type of person, the first time I listened to it, I just listened to listen. I put it on at work. I cranked it up. I went in like an hour and a half early. I cranked it up in the sound system at my store, and I just listened, and it was great to listen to. Now, this was after Sonny had given his review. The second time I listened to it for the things that Sonny said. Now, it's funny how everybody picks up on different things. Like I felt like Paul wasn't as bad and Gene was. Like there were a few times where I felt like he went to yell and his voice went, yeah, like it broke, it cracked, you know? But I also am the one who in our chat said, I don't know how many months they've been on the road that, you know, they could be tired or whatever. Not to give an excuse. This is live though. And I can tell you, and I bet Joey's going to agree, you never go on the stage and get off the stage in perfection unless you're Dream Theater. Other than that, it's stress. There's a lot going on and making mistakes happens. And the voices don't always kick in the way they are. I will tell you that it's not my favorite Eric Carr drum solo. If I had a choice, I would just take the one out of Analyzed and stick it in, but you can't because you use the electronic drums a lot more than I remembered seeing it live. Like it's in a whole bunch of songs.
In Tears of Falling, you hear it.
Yeah.
I don't remember. It's so funny. You're right, Joe, because live, I don't remember it as prominent as I heard it on the recording. You know why? Because in the arena,
it's buried in the sound.
Exactly. Yeah. So again, you're hearing a soundboard recording, which is a very dry, unprocessed, isolated recording where you're not getting the ambiance of the arena. In that arena, I remember whenever I heard the electric pads, they were big and bombastic. They were fun. And I don't remember them always in the songs, but the way they mixed it inside the arena just blended into the song a little bit better than they did on this off the soundboard.
Yeah, the other thing on the soundboard is because you can tell when either Paul or Bruce are checking to see if their guitar's on, and they'll hit a note and they'll go wow, and I'm like, are they going to tune? Like, what's going on?
Yeah,
but you don't hear that in the arena,
right?
Yeah, well, one of the things that when you're listening to it, you know, during the chorus, oh no, sorry, I'm singing. You know, you hear doom dat, doom boom, doom bound, doom boom boom. You know, it's these electronic drums that he's using, which was, you know, like I said, when you're listening to it, guys, listen for that. You'll notice and to be fair, you already noticed. I'm telling you something that you already know. I just brought it up on here. What about Gene? Like he got pissed at somebody during the thing about the spotlight?
During his bass solo.
Yeah.
It's really funny because he's like, "Hey, fucker," or something like that. Okay, I've only seen them one time where Gene got angry, and that was Gene, and that was here in Atlanta. Gene flew up to the rafters, and then he went, "Up here, asshole."
Yep. I was there, Joe.
And then the spotlight finally caught up to him. I've never been at any other show where Paul
Joe,
got
I think
angry.
I have the bootleg of that.
Oh, yeah, I do too. Yeah. And was that the show Joey might have been opening?
I think
so.
Was it on Rock the Nation tour?
I think so. Yeah. I'll double check.
I don't remember that.
But yeah, so you know, hearing him get angry, this is the thing. It is very raw. Even one point when he goes to announce a song, I can't remember. It was either Love Gun. I think it might have been Lick It Up. Right as he says Lick It Up, you could hear this effect kick in on his voice. It's like
that happened a couple of times. So
like a reverb or something.
I don't know if I doubt he's hitting a pedal, but somebody's doing something where they're about to kick into the song.
Right.
So it's either reverb or chorus or something that pops up that makes his voice a little bit louder.
Yeah.
Than it is when he's just into the dry mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got to cut off the reverb on the dry mic. I mean, he was, every time he's saying something,
Sounds
it's
like he's in
going.
a gigantic room.
Like,
All in all, I can tell you guys that I thought it was great. I mean, I definitely give it an A, and here's why it's an A. Okay, for me, it's an A because
Homer.
No.
That's why.
I'm going to tell you
Number
why.
one reason. Homer.
No,
One word.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Let me give you a good reason. Let me give you my reason, and then you can tell me. Okay, I don't have, other than bootlegs, I don't have anything live like that. Like where they're playing those songs in a set list makes it so much fun because it is a snapshot of that era.
Yes.
That's what makes these things so great. Is I could put on. I could find 3 Kiss records or bootlegs for that matter that follow year, and other than the 1 or 2 songs they slap in there of from the new record, it's pretty much all the stuff from before. But by this time, by Asylum, they have so much material out that you're missing records. Now there's stuff.
You know what I never understood on the Asylum tour? For me, it's my favorite song off the record, and maybe my favorite unmasked, meaning the non-makeup years of Kiss. Who Wants to Be Lonely? How do they not? They release it's a single. They released a video for it. How is that not in the set?
No,
my guess is they tried in rehearsal.
Yeah,
dude, that song has to be so perfect. I've heard covers of it that weren't great. I've heard the Todd Kerns of the world try it, and I love Todd, but I'm like, God, this is why Kiss didn't do this. This is very.
Let me tell you something. I played it once. I played it once with Quarantine, with Chris Jericho's Kiss band.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the harder Kiss songs that I've ever played. It's very, very difficult to play. Lots of moving. You don't think of it that way because it's just a very straightforward pop rock song, but it is a hard song to play. But it's just weird to me. I would have thought they would have tried their hardest. It's a single and a video on the record. You got to play that song live just in case some of the people in the audience know it rather than, don't get me wrong. I like Fits Like a Glove, but guys, enough with Fits Like a Glove at this point. It's not a single. It's not a hit. It's a very heavy song. You could take Fits Like a Glove out of the set there and throw Who Wants to Be Lonely in.
We're going to go back in time, Joey. Here, one thing that I want to point out with what I was saying earlier. Okay, so you got Detroit Rock City, Cold Gin.
Cold Gin was very good live, I thought, on this set.
It was.
Eric
Love
always
Gun,
had a great feel with Cold Gin.
Love Gun and Rock and Roll All Night, right? So out of all the tracks, and a few of them are solos, so you can't really count those. 4 songs are from the original members. Everything else is after, whether it's when Eric and Vinny were in the band or after. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's cool because you get all this stuff. There's nothing from Dynasty in there, they could have played, I don't know, pick a song from Dynasty. They could have thrown it in there.
Joe, you got to remember at this point
1985.
At this point in history, Kiss is not about the legacy. This is not a legacy band. This is the new Kiss, and all we're selling is unmasked commercial hair metal Kiss. And that's what they're doing. Of course, Rock and Roll All Night is still there, but I'm even surprised things like Love Gone and some of the other stuff is still there because they're not looked at for that other Kiss anymore. 70s Kiss is not in favor at this point. I know the diehards still love it, but this is not the what's projecting them into the next stratosphere. They're selling records because of Heaven's on Fire, because of Lick It Up, because of Tears Are Falling. That's why they're selling records at this point. They're not selling records anymore because of that Kiss logo and Rock and Roll All Night and the makeup. So they want to move away from that during the 80s, and they want to build this new brand. And listen, we can complain about 80s Kiss all we want. I've said it a million times where I really think that if I had to choose, I'd take 80s Kiss over 70s Kiss if I had to. I don't want to, but if I had to. But at this point in time, they're selling this brand, and they're doing a great job distancing themselves from this legacy act from the 70s. And they built a brand new band and a new catalog.
Right. Lee, so listen, that's your homework. I'm really hoping to get your full on opinion of this. I'm sure you're gonna love it because it is fun though, right, Sonny? It's a fun record.
It's a fun record. To me, yes, when I say this, it's going to sound absolutely unfair, and it is. But Live Uncensored is exactly a year before this. And, dude, the vocals are unbelievable on Live Uncensored, right? So, I don't know, dude. Paul sounds really good on Live Uncensored.
Live Uncensored is my Bible. It's my favorite live concert of all time. It's just like a live one, Sonny. I hate to burst your bubble. It's doctored.
Oh,
it's doctored.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's fixed a lot. You can see there are spots in Detroit Rock City where Paul is like this, and you hear his vocals perfect. So take it for what it is. Again, I agree, Sonny. Live Uncensored, Animalized Live Uncensored is my favorite concert, maybe of all time on video. But it is semi-fixed in the studio.
Yeah.
Listen, before we go any further, first of all, everybody that's listened, there's 125 of you in here right now. It's so great to see you guys. And there's some for you guys that are in the States, great to see you. For you guys that are just waking up overseas and you're posting good morning, thank you guys for waking up with us today. This is amazing. Do me a favor. I'm really curious. Post where you're from. Everybody post what city or state or country you're from. I would love the opportunity to know where that is. Lee, let me ask you another question. Is there anything that's coming up with Vegas where you're like, let's pretend like you're booking it. Okay. Now we know what's happening. Okay. We know that Bruce is going to be there. Mm-hmm. We know that Paul is going to be there. We know that Gene is going to be there. If you're picking up your phone and you can scroll through and find anybody in Kistery, who do you dial first to say, are you interested?
Well, you know what I said in the thread, and you guys all ripped me apart.
Which was what?
Evan and Nick.
Okay, Evan and Nick. You think
you guys didn't rip us. Only one of us, Lee, ripped you apart.
Okay.
Sonny Pooney.
All the time. No, it was not me.
Lee, come on. I want you to tell the people what the real Joe is like.
Yeah, Homer.
Joe hates Evan and Nick.
Okay, let's make sure that we're really clear here. I never said hate. It's not my style of music. I have a hard time watching Nick. I don't know. It's just like
he sings out of his nose is what you
all right, I don't know.
Got a great
all right,
voice.
listen to this.
Okay? I love their voices. I love their harmonies. I'd enjoy seeing them doing an acoustic set.
And I have seen them both play live together because they did something on a cruise one time. But I'll tell you this. Can you hear that dog? No?
Everybody.
Okay, good. Okay.
And I want, Bill Starkey to be there.
Okay. So, if you ever watched the Tears for Fears video, the shout,
yes.
Okay, I could find something on just about any singer that when I watch it like really like messes with me. But in the video, if you watch the shout video, he never closes his mouth. It's shout. It bothers the hell out of me. And
you're an awful person, Joe.
Yeah,
I can be. Listen, I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret that a lot of people don't know, but there's a lot of times in this world I'm a son of a bitch. But
I'm shocked.
You have to give me a reason to be. I'm a nice person.
You know what I would love, Sonny? I would love to see Joe walk up to someone and just lay them out. I would love to see Joe just, hey, how are you? Whap, whoop, and just laid out. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah, especially since I can't run and they would get up and beat my ass right afterwards.
No one's getting up from your punch, Joe. No one's getting up.
Got to get him on the first punch.
I don't even know if that's true. You got my back?
I'll never forget the first time Jericho met Sonny Pooney. him and I, as much as I hate Jericho, we always badmouth Sonny together. We hate him together. But at Creatures Fest, he meets Sonny Pooney. He goes, "This is Sonny."
Yeah.
Said, whoa. He goes, "Wait a second. Sorry for all the bad things I said about you over the Sonny Pooney would have squashed us." That was funny. Am I right? But tell me if I'm lying.
Oh, yeah.
Sonny.
No.
I was there.
Yeah.
I was there.
That's funny.
It was really funny. Okay.
So, Joe, are they having any kind of like vendor like convention type thing there or no?
I think that is out right now for it's in discussion. I don't know if they're actually going to do that or if
That would
they're
be
actually
cool. It's fun.
I don't know if they're able to do it. We'll have to wait and see. I will tell you that I really hope they do because I always bring extra large luggage to these kind of things so I could buy something and stick it in there or even ship it. When I was down in Florida, I had to ship some things back to myself that I bought because I couldn't fit them in the overhead.
Well, I'm
So,
sure they'll have some kind of cool pop-up store at least.
yeah. So there's the comment of the day. Evan Nick, paint drying on a wall. They seem really skilled, but are wasting their time covering boring songs. That's I would love a rock.
I love like Simon and Garfunkel and stuff like that. I'm old, I guess. Sorry.
I think they're just starting to gel. They're starting to sing together. They're doing an album together.
They'll write some music.
Lee, I'm with you. I would love to see that at an event like this. Again, you got to remember, if they're not going to have vendors, let's just assume they're not going to have the typical KISS convention vendors. And I get it. They want to sell their own merch. They want to sell their own pop-up store. Don't give $1 of your own money to someone else. Give it to us, right? I get it. But if that's the case, you got to fill a lot of time. You're going to have to fill 3 days worth of activities.
Not in Vegas. Virgin wants you to get to the casino.
No, but KISS doesn't want you to.
Well, KISS doesn't care. Virgin.
There better be a bunch of activities.
Yeah, but KISS wants you inside, they want you to come away from that saying, I spent X amount of dollars and I got 3 days with activities on the cruise. When I've never been on a cruise, but I'm assuming during regular waking hours, right? From 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., there's activities.
12:15
a.m.
Right. So
I better call Courtney to do some game shows.
I agree. That's the type of stuff they need. Courtney should be absolutely involved. That KISS Family Feud she did at Kiss Can't Say Goodbye was epic. I think
having people do comedy that don't usually do it, that's always fun.
Because we're all going to go to the casino afterwards, right? And I'm going to sit right next to Sonny Pooney. Anything he bets on, I'm betting on. I don't care what it is. Sonny, whatever you bet on, I'm following you around. You put $1 on this, it's $1. It's $2 for me.
$1?
Hell yeah!
Who the hell bets $1?
Joe.
No, that's what I do. I did okay in blackjack. I have a great picture of you winning lots of money, Joey, on the Jericho cruise. I'm standing there going, yes, I should have put money wherever Joey puts money. That should have been my thing. Red 5. I just remember Red 5 came up twice in a row. I was like, shut the hell up. And he bet on it twice.
Star Wars,
one
baby.
Number,
that's Luke,
Star
that's
Wars.
Luke's
Yes. Anyway.
I was doing that on one of the more cruises. Kip Winger's playing. So he would bet 17. I would bet 18 just to piss him off. Cooper, right? So 18 would hit. He would start betting 18. Then I would bet 17. And then 17 would hit.
That's awesome.
Trust me, if anyone is in Vegas with Sonny, you see Sonny Pooney betting, this is the luckiest son of a bitch you've ever met. You're going to follow him and bet on everything he's betting on.
Yeah, and if his wife happens to be at this event, you will see why he's the luckiest person on the planet and why she is the unluckiest person on the planet. It's the absolute truth.
Ooh,
she is stunning, and Sonny, not so much.
Nice.
Oh,
perfect.
Don't pretend like I don't get picked up. Somebody already just mentioned that I have hands like Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Who said that?
Chris Flood.
Anyway,
I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover. And when I get there to this event, I want to give every one of you guys a big hug. I cannot wait to see you guys. We're going to have a lot of fun. Listen, we've talked about this. There's a lot happening. I don't know if I don't think we're going to have a show this Sunday, although I may surprise you. So be prepared. I usually go to Florida at this time of year because it's spring break in our area, in our town. So I'll let you know. And Sonny, you're going to.
No, I'm here Sunday. I might not have a voice left.
No,
'cause I'm
I meant the
seeing-
next week.
Oh, the next week we're doing Rockin' Pod.
Rockin' Pod in Nashville.
That's
so
right.
and I might be traveling back then. So it'll all work up, man. There's 135 people hanging out with us tonight watching this show. Thank you so much. Always remember, you are a member of this show. When we have a producer, it's even better. I did the best I could today. I put up as many comments as I could.
Joe.
You guys, I really appreciate you being part of the show. It's amazing. How many of your comments fit right in. Everything is so great. The KISS Army is wonderful. Hopefully, so many of you are going to be able to go to this event and see us and hang out, and we can all celebrate being KISS fans yet again. I heard somebody say something today. It was about something else, but it really touched a spot in my, I don't know, rectum.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's exactly what I was going to say, Joe.
Okay, so here's the thing. When it comes to KISS, everybody has their own opinion and their own personality, that they like, and it's just so much to it. It's not such a straight lined kind of thing. The band pisses you off. The band can turn right around and make you happy. A fan could be the biggest fan in the world and then get upset about something that they did or said. But they always come back to, this has been such a huge chunk of my life. I'm not necessarily ready to give it up. I'm 55 years old this year. I don't want to go looking for something new to fill that spot. A
wife.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Ooh.
Thank God there's no producer tonight.
Yes. Oh, she's watching. I guarantee it.
Oh, no.
But and I think that everybody that's watching can relate to what I'm saying. It's like sitting down and having somebody that's not a fan talk to you about KISS and then say, yeah, I don't like it, and then give us a reason. I can feel my blood pressure rise. It's like, what are you trying to do? Ruin my life? What's wrong with you?
Ruin my life.
Not really, but you know what I mean. Anyway,
hold on, Mick Murphy. Producer has just filed for pre-divorce. I agree.
Oh, pre-divorce.
Yeah. Listen, that's happened to me a few times. Let's see. All right. This has been a lot of fun. There's so many of you here tonight, and so many of you been keeping up with us. Don't forget, we're getting ready to go do a 20-minute show right after this, maybe a little longer. It depends on how we're feeling. And you can join. Go into the description on YouTube. There's a little link. Click it. Join. 99 cents. We're giving stuff away. The first show of next month, we'll do a giveaway. I have a bunch of stuff this time because it piled up, because whoever the people that won the last one said, add it to the next one. Give it away again. It'll be awesome. And we're going to do that. And we're getting ready to go. So, Sonny, do you have anything to add?
Thanks for listening. No, Colin, I don't play guitar. I'm a Hagar homer and I'm a Striper homer. That's what the problem is here.
Yeah, baby.
Absolutely. Joey.
Yeah, again, one more time, The Order of the Rose. It's coming out April 15th, audiobook and hardcover book. If you ever were wondering what the story of the Elder could have been, this could be it. Tons of KISS Easter eggs in the book. I think it's a fun read. Again, it'll be on hardcover and audiobook on Amazon coming soon.
What was your hopeful date?
April 15th. Hopefully in a little over 2 weeks. Like I said, it's got to finish the pre-approved publishing process. And don't forget, one more time, nobody is ever allowed to use the number one again. We own it. I have trademarked the number one in perpetuity. We own it because we are the number one KISS podcast in the universe.
Number one. So I don't know. I'm just talking out my ass again. Look, all that happens a week before WrestleMania, so it works out great. I could listen to the book and still get a chance to watch WrestleMania. Lee, do you have anything to add?
No, I'm looking forward to the book. I'll probably do the audio because I'll listen to it while I'm working. It'll be great.
That'll be great. Joey, I know. Listen, those in the know. I'm hoping Joey has some tour dates to announce soon. Hopefully, he will give us those later. But
Joe, super quick, but I know nobody mentioned this. Last night there was a really cool special event that went on that we didn't
in
talk
Atlanta,
about.
and I wasn't invited. I don't
Georgia,
know the people,
yep, there was a special birthday party for. I actually know him, good friend of mine, Mark. He, I guess, hired they call themselves the Eric Singer Project, but it was basically Bruce Kulick, Eric Singer, Todd Kern, Zach Throne, Brent Fitz, all those guys playing at this super cool event for good buddy Mark. There was a lot of Kiss fans there. So these guys all got together for a special event. There's some stuff online. You see some clips. It was a private party, but they played some killer stuff. I saw them play Turn on the Night. I saw them play Unholy. So go check it out. It's some of the live clips are online right now. It looked like a really fun special event that some people got to attend.
No, and I didn't get invited, I guess.
Yeah, well, I don't know them. I'm not going to get invited
I
to a party.
know them a little bit.
I don't know. But yeah, so all right, so you guys know what I'm going to say. We love Kiss, and we love Kiss podcast. You can hear all the commercials for the ones that we love, and we love a whole bunch of them. It's true. It's true. It's damn true. Right after this, in 3, 2, 1, peace.